Well, I don't know if ending last will ever be a silver lining, but I think on a day like this, you have a meeting with the players, an exit meeting, and you express your feelings, and then you just get ready to get prepared and look at what went right, what didn't go the way you'd like to see it. But it's certainly not a joyful day by any means, but I think that where we've come from, I think there's a lot of positive things.
Lou, from everything you've seen, do you feel like you're ahead of where you expected, or is there still going to be more pain, and is patience still needed?
Well, first of all, as I said to the players today, me coming in here, I had no preconceived notions. I was not here last year. I came in a lot of part of July, the 1st of August. I had heard different things, but I had a blank slate in my mind. And what I was impressed about when I told the players was the way they've responded to Mike and his coaching and his philosophy and the way they committed themselves each and every night and the way they've accepted everything that's been asked of them off the ice. I think they've handed themselves exemplary. And so, we just said thank you for that. But now there's a lot to be done. We know that. As far as the answer to your question, I couldn't even say where we would be and where not be. But all I can tell you is that there's a foundation that is being built, and we haven't got off the course on it, and we just have to continue that.
Guarded optimism, a proper description moving forward with the young kids?
Well, there's no question the quantity and quality of the young players that we have and the way they played when they were here, and the way we tried to use them to give them a taste of it. And if maybe it didn't go well, we kept them a little longer than we'd like to try and get them into it so they felt good about themselves going back to the Mollies. And it's very important them going down there and learning what it takes to win and what the experience is as a group. Some have won, whether it be Memorial Cup or college, but this level's a different level. And the Mollies is a stepping stone towards here.
When you're faced with the possibility of having the first overall pick, what does that make you think about right now?
Well, first of all, we don't have it. All we know right now is that we're 1 of 4, and that's important for us to know because that's the way we'll plan. And once we know exactly what our pick is, then we'll go from there. But we're not going to get excited over it. We don't control it, So we'll just be prepared to draft and work with our scouting staff, certainly in preparation for that first pick, 1 to 4, and then we have another pick in the latter part of it. So it won't be something that we're waiting and hoping, and no, we're just getting ready.
Mark Hunter's a key cog in this organization at this time of the year, I guess, Lou?
He's a key cog in the organization throughout the year because of the amount of time and effort you have to put into planning. But I've been impressed. I've said that often, so I don't mind being redundant. We feel extremely comfortable with our scouting staff and certainly with the direction on the Mark Hunter.
Lou, what did Nazem Kadri prove to you or show to you this season?
Well, I've been one of his biggest fans, as everybody knows. I just like the way he competes, and I like the way he stands up not only for himself but for his teammates, and he plays a certain style that he's going to get himself into different jams at different times, and he doesn't allow size to get in the way.
What sort of steps did you see Morgan Rielly take this season as a young defenseman in the league?
Well, I've seen the whole defense take major steps. I've been extremely impressed with Morgan and what Gardner has done, and the improvement of Marty. So there's been a lot of positive things with the defense.
What do you think is the biggest need as you move forward into the offseason?
We'll just find out as the year goes.
How do you feel about your goaltending situation? Obviously, Reimer's gone. Bernier bounced back at the end. Sparks maybe struggled down the stretch. How do you assess where the franchise is with its goaltending?
I think that's just like all the other areas that maybe we have to look at. We'll just wait and see.
How eager are you to get a captain in place? How important is that?
There's no rush by any means. I think the most important thing is the right one. As far as the captaincy, that's not a priority right now. The priority right now is to do all the things that we're doing, get ourselves ready for the draft, get ourselves ready for free agency, see what's transpiring and what happens during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and what teams go in different directions, availability, all of the things. But the captaincy is not something that's a priority.
Is there any news on Joffrey or Stefan and their injury situations?
No, we still don't have any, definite on what their situation is. Right now, it's an unknown.
What was your takeaway your first year in Toronto? Did it match your expectations? Did anything surprise you? What was it like for you?
Well, as I said, I came in with no preconceived notions, but certainly what surprised me, if there was how quickly the players adapted and responded to Mike, myself, and Brendan, and what was asked of them, without questions, and that they were looking to go in a certain direction. And I think also the fans have just been tremendous. As I mentioned earlier, I thought that when Dion came in for the first time and how they, were receptive to Dion and what they did for him, and then how quickly it turned once there was a fight and they became Leaf fans. And then the last day of the year with the, despite losing with the players in center ice and also the way the fans treated them. I think that both that together 100% right now, and the players should feel extremely pleased with the type of support they have, and I think the fans hopefully feel good about the direction of their players.
What was the experience like for you last night in New Jersey? The video that they put up for you, and then watching that game, Elias might be playing his last game, got the goal at the end. It was kind of an emotional night there. What was it like for you?
Well, there's no question that there's a little nostalgia, but I had gone back for Marty Bredeur's night, so it wasn't the first time back, and I had the opportunity. Many of the players came over after the game that certainly we drafted and that I've had great experiences with, and certainly Patrick's had a great career, and he's scoring that last goal was almost fitting for him, but he's an outstanding player.
Lou, what does it say about the foundation you built here that despite finishing last, there seems to be so much optimism and hope amongst the fan base and even some of the players here were talking about the bright future?
Well, I think what they feel is they're one. I think that, first of all, there's no entitlement, and that they know that no one individual can have success if the team doesn't have success. And that's what I think they feel. I think they feel that everybody's going in the same direction, no matter who it is, and they're going to be told exactly the way it is. They're going to be here the good, the bad, but never the indifferent. It's going to be either good or bad. And I think there's no such thing as no news. It has to be good news or bad news.